Thanks for joining us. I'm Philip Coleman. Terry Brewer and Lynn Brooks are on assignment. It's a big weekend ahead for the city of Tuscaloosa, starting tonight at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater with the country music sounds of Luke Bryan. Then tomorrow, the unofficial start to the football season kicks off. So how's the weather shaping up for all these big events in Tuscaloosa this weekend? Here now with the first look at Alabama's home team forecast is Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott.
Hey Philip, good Friday evening to you. We're looking down at the bowl of Bryant-Denny Stadium on this Friday, and it's an empty stadium now. Again, expected to be 90,000 people in there tomorrow, but plenty of sun today. And it has been a nice outdoor activities. If you have plans today, it has been a very nice day. 78 in Tuscaloosa, 80 down in Meridian. We'll see temperatures more like this tomorrow as warm, moist air advection moves in out of the south and southwest. No rain, no clouds to deal with across our state, and will likely stay completely dry through at least the day on Sunday. Now here's your weekend forecast. Saturday, 82 for an afternoon high. Plenty of sun, so for A-Day happening at Bryant-Denny tomorrow, we are looking A-OK. Now we'll be kind of hot during the afternoon hours. If you are heading out to Bryant-Denny, good word of advice, sit on the west side of the stadium where the shade will be. It's going to be kind of hot out in the sun there. 83 on Sunday, clouds will increase. What about the rest of the forecast? And we'll look ahead towards next week. Home team weather is coming up.
All right, thanks, Richard. And we are less than 24 hours away from the kickoff of this year's A-Day game. And you're looking live at Bryant-Denny Stadium from the WVUA Tower Cam, where tomorrow thousands of fans will pile in to see head coach Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide take the field. This will be the first time that the fans will get to see the Tide after winning their 14th national championship. And fans will have high expectations for this year's team as they begin their road to number 15. And preparations are already beginning on campus for Saturday's scrimmage as the Crimson and White teams will battle for a steak dinner. Gina Johnson with U of A Game Day Operations says the last few years have continued to surpass record attendance for a spring game, and she expects that this year will be no different. The U of A is preparing for 90,000 fans to flock into Bryant-Denny tomorrow. WVUA spoke with some local businesses who say they are ready to get to work.
A lot of fun. It's going to be crazy. We've been rearranging the bookstore, making sure there's enough room for everybody, trying to get things out of the way, but pretty much it's going to be crazy. We're planning to be here at least 12 hours.
And U of A Game Day Operations says admission is free. The gates will open at 11. The Skills Challenge competition starts at 11:45, and you can catch the Walk of Fame at 12:20. Also remember that your home team, WVUA, is the place for A-Day coverage. We'll have a special live A-Day game edition of Crimson Tide Kickoff live from the Capstone. That show runs from noon until 1 p.m. on Saturday, April the 14th. Kickoff for the A-Day game is set for 2 o'clock. The game will be carried on Comcast Sports South. Tuscaloosa is also gearing up for another big event tonight when a country music superstar makes an appearance at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater. Country music artist Luke Bryan is bringing his Tailgates and Tan Lines tour to the amphitheater tonight. And the amphitheater is getting all the preparations taken care of to be ready for tonight's concert and the crowd. And Luke Bryan's special guests are Craig Campbell and Frankie Ballard. Now, there have been some time changes for tonight's Luke Bryan concert at the amphitheater. The gates will now open at 6:30, and the concert will start at 7:15 with opening acts Craig Campbell and Frankie Ballard. Now, on your home team Crimewatch, a body found inside a Tuscaloosa County home sends authorities on a homicide investigation. According to Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Captain Lloyd Baker, the body was discovered Thursday morning inside an abandoned mobile home on Sanders Ferry Road. Baker says the mobile home was being cleaned out and moved when the body was discovered. Baker told us it appears that the victim was a black woman in her 50s, but the identification is unknown due to the condition of the body. According to Baker, the body had been there for weeks. And he says, based on the evidence at the scene, the victim may have been murdered. And Baker says investigators believe they have identified a suspect, but are still in the process of making an arrest.
We have an idea who it could be, and we are investigating that angle right now. We're just waiting on the medical examiner to tell us if we're headed in the right direction.
And investigators also tell us that the dental records have been sent to forensics, and they hope to have some results very soon. The man who says that he shot Florida teenager Trayvon Martin in self-defense appeared before a judge on yesterday. George Zimmerman remains behind bars, though a bond hearing has been set for April the 20th. Reporter Renee Marsh has more from Sanford, Florida, with the latest on what's next for George Zimmerman.
With George Zimmerman behind bars, a diverse group of more than 70 pastors in Sanford, Florida is calling for reconciliation in the community.
There are certain things that we need to deal with. There's work to be done in our community. We need to overcome those things that separate us.
Zimmerman made his first appearance before a judge Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Zimmerman's attorney, who took up the case just Wednesday, says he's still learning about the evidence.
A real goal for the case is I truly want to try and bring down the level of anger, animosity, just frustrations, emotions that are in the case.
An affidavit prepared by investigators for the state attorney says Zimmerman profiled Trayvon Martin, who was unarmed and not committing a crime. It also says Zimmerman disregarded a request from a dispatcher to wait for police to arrive. Martin's mother is clarifying an earlier statement that she considered the shooting an accident.
He got out of that vehicle with the intent to shoot and kill my son. And that's what I believe. That's what I've said from the start, that he chased my son down like an animal and he killed him.
Zimmerman has maintained he was acting in self-defense. His relatives say Martin punched him and slammed his head on the sidewalk. Zimmerman could face up to life in prison.
Again, that was Renee Marsh reporting. And George Zimmerman's arraignment has been set for May 29th. He is expected to plead not guilty. Also from the state of Florida, Casey Anthony will be back in front of a judge, this time for defamation. On Thursday, a Florida judge ruled that a lawsuit against Anthony can go forward. Zenaida Gonzalez is suing Anthony for defamation. Gonzalez became known in the news media as Zanny the Nanny, and she claims that she was harassed and threatened after Anthony came up with a fictitious nanny story claiming that she kidnapped her daughter, Kaylee, last July. The jury acquitted Anthony of all charges related to the death of her daughter, but convicted her on 4 counts of lying to law enforcement.